All right, we're here with another episode of the Rock Fantasy Files, and we're here with Hiraes. Am I pronouncing it correctly? And
Yes.
we're chat. Who am I chatting with today from the band, and where are you guys speaking with us from today?
My name is Britta. I'm a singer in Hiraes. I live in Hanover in Germany.
Okay,
Yeah, hi, I'm Lukas. I'm the guitar player, or one of the two guitar players, and I live in Rheine, which is in the northern part of North Rhine-Westphalia, close to the border of the Netherlands.
excellent, excellent. And of course, we're here to promote your band today, and we're here to promote and chat about the new, highly anticipated debut album, Solitary, which just came out June 25th via Napalm Records. And let's chat about the album a bit. What can you guys tell us about the new your debut record? I'm not gonna. I almost said the new record, but it's new, but it's also your debut. So welcome.
The album is brand new for us. It's not that new, of course, because our writing phase was ended probably in January 2021. We wrote the album over a period of, I would say, close to 10 months. We couldn't meet for writing the album because of the current situation. So we sat down and exchanged files over the internet, and everyone was working remotely from home. But it worked out really well. It was a nice and relaxed writing atmosphere. And here we are with our debut album, Solitary. We are playing melodic death metal. We have a lot of, I would say, very catchy riffs and hook lines. The album is pretty easy to access, but if you have spin it a few times, you will definitely can be able to go in deeply and find and discover a lot of stuff there. Like it's a very dense album, I would say.
Awesome. I got to check out, of course, the videos. I watched them again this morning. You put out several videos. I guess three altogether on the new album. And what can you guys tell us about the videos? You've got three different ones. Let's hear about what the titles are and maybe a little bit about the filming. Uh, shoot.
Yeah. Actually, there are three videos out, three singles. The very first one was Under Fire, which we released in April of this year. 1 month later, Solitary, the title track of our album, and just last week we released Eyes Over Black. I think it was 3 or 4 days before our debut album was released. And yeah, what can I tell you about about those videos? Yeah, the very most spectacular one was of course Under Fire. We had very much fun shooting it. It was last year in August. It was a pretty hot summer night, and yeah, with all those flames around us, we really had
Yeah.
to take a tiny bit of care not to burn our hair, and yeah, we really had to mark the positions, yeah, where we can stand, and yeah, but it was really a lot of fun, and yeah, we also drank some beers during that night to cool us down a bit, and yeah, we just enjoyed it, and we're really happy that it received already very much of positive feedback. And yeah, the second one was Solitary. We shot this one in March, and yeah, it was really during a hard time of the pandemic, I would say, here in Europe or
Sure.
general, or here in Germany in special. And yeah, you can also see that in the video. We try to keep distance as much as possible, so we are just shot in single shots. And but it was not just due to the situation, it also perfectly fits the lyrics and the song. I think Britta will talk about it when I finish my words for Eyes Over Black, which which was the last video released, as I said, just last week. And yeah, it with this video we wanted to capture this feeling of being on stage live again. And yeah, we're all starving for live shows, and yeah, we really
Yes.
try to catch this somehow inside of this video, and to capture this feeling of being on stage again, and also maybe give a bit an insight how it might be when we're on stage again, and what the people can expect when they see us again, maybe in the coming month. So we are hoping that
Sure.
this will be possible again.
And of course,
Uh,
we also took care of our own fun because, like, I mean, shooting with flames is a lot of fun, and it was a really welcome distraction from everything else that was going on. So just like the band feeling alone during the during shooting of the videos was great, and then especially for Eyes Over Black, um, to feel the energy on stage, even just for a video shoot, was great. It was a big and well needed reminder of us as musicians, and that we really want to play, and that the feeling of not playing is just barely bearable.
I really enjoyed the stage performance video of Eyes Over Black. I just watched it this morning, and I don't know, just the performance and your presentation of it, I thought was really good. And I mean, you guys remind me, one of the bands that you reminded me from listening to your music today, and a little bit what I listened to in the last few days, the shade of Dark Tranquility I feel in there, and it's one of my favorite bands. I just feel touches from Dark Tranquility. I don't know if anybody's ever mentioned that to you before.
Yeah, the name comes up quite often. Yeah, I didn't have that name on my radar when I was looking from an inside perspective on us as a band, but I can just like I can feel what you mean. Yeah.
And I guess what can you tell our viewers that are just finding out about you for the first time? It's melodic death metal, and I guess some of your influences and maybe some of the bands that if other people dig that you would like, and maybe something like that. I guess my question for both of you.
Yeah, other bands that we like. Yeah, for me, there are when I write music, the main influences are, for example, Insomnium, but also I read it on your shirt, Amon Amarth. It's a band I listened to a lot. Yeah, in my youth, I would say. So yeah,
Sure.
it's already some years ago, but yeah, they still have great music out. And yeah, there are so many different bands that I like, mainly bands from Scandinavia when it comes to influences, but also bands from completely different kinds of music and different sectors. And yeah, it's always really hard when you're asked, then there are so many bands in your head and you're just like yeah, but mainly
I know. I throw a curveball at you guys. I didn't get together for homework first.
But yeah, just mainly bands from Scandinavia I like a lot, and the sound is also influenced by those bands, I would say. And yeah, but that is not just the main influence. We have very many different kinds of influences.
And Rita, what are some of your influences? It's great to see so many strong, powerful like female vocals in metal recently. I'm also a big fan of Nervosa and Diva Satanica. We've got to interview them on the channel. I've discovered that, the new lineup of Nervosa. And of course, you have Crypta. And it just seems like there's so many females getting into metal now. And I think it's really a great thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know if there's any band in particular that I want to like pick out as my influence. Probably the most influential on what I did on the Hiraes album was like to fill a certain gap in my own portfolio, I would say. Like I'm doing this like for like, I don't know, 17 or 18 years now.
Okay.
And this is the most melodic environment that I've ever sung in. So I was really curious if I can even deliver such a vocal performance that would fit the song and not like, like come with that bulldozer and then destroy everything. So that was for me like my goal. So I didn't try to look into any other musical performers or songwriters.
Okay.
Of course, I'm familiar with melodic death metal bands, but with this particular project, it was like Lukas sent me over the demo tapes, the demos of the album, of the songs, and I just played it loud in the rehearsal room and I sang gibberish to it and I tried to work on the phrases and serve the song. And then like after a couple tries, like for this first song, I kind of like was feeling my way into it. And then, yeah, it just like was more or less like rolling down the hill. So I just let happen what the songs were triggering in me. But I remember like, especially when I started like going to festivals intensely, bands that I probably saw most was like In Flames during that time, like in the early 2000s, I would say. So I have them in mind. And Dark Tranquility, of course, yeah, those are bands that I've watched many times, yeah.
And you're obviously you said you've been into the business for quite a few years. On what other bands have you been in, Britta? And what style of vocals did you perform in those? Was it heavier than this, or is it a different form of music? Or all clean singing, or all growl singing, or death singing?
No, you really won't hear much clean singing from me. I was in a band. I was in a band that its name is Cripper, but we disbanded a couple years ago. There was like I would say like groove thrash, like more the heavier side of thrash, with some
Okay.
more experimental influences in that. We put out like 5 records, I think, or 6, I don't know. And then I'm currently still in a death metal band. We're called Critical Mess with an E, Mess with an E.
Okay.
And we have put out 2 records so far. And I would say this is more like a little more old school death metal, I would say. But what is really funny about how, I mean, I sing harsh vocals, growl vocals, scream vocals,
Sure.
but the way, like the position you have in the song, as far as the sound, is very different throughout the metal genres. Like I would say that if you're in the real death metal genre, then where it gets really heavy, then you're probably more like of a percussion instrument than a melodic instrument. While as in the melodic death metal genre, you're more like a mix of melody and percussion instrument. And this really defines your way that you have to deliver your vocals, and also like the contrast that you can build up for the guitars. So are you either like on the guitars, like in melodic death metal, or are you like, you know, like with the drums more, as in old school death metal, I would say.
Excellent, excellent. And I hope hopefully you can check out some of your other projects, and our viewers will also. And Lukas, what about you? What were you doing before you became in the band Hiraes? You got some other projects that you worked on, or you still currently have some other stuff going along with this?
Yeah, before Hiraes, I was playing in a band, Dawn of Disease. They split up before Hiraes was founded, and I also played in a band called Weak Aside from, I don't know, it was 2013 to 14 to 2019, I would say. And that was some sort of old school death metal, like bolt thrower style. And Dawn of Disease was also melodic death metal.
Excellent. What else can you guys tell us about the new album? Do you guys want to go over some of the tracks with our viewers? Some things that stand out, or some meaning behind the songs, or anything else you'd like to add about the new record?
Oh yeah, sure, why not? I mean, like the album title is Solitary, and of course, there's a lot of influence of the current situation on that, because as I was saying before, like we were working in as individuals on the album, and also we don't live together in the same city. We're like live in the northern part of Germany, but it's not that close that we can meet all the time. So the whole work process was pretty much uh, solitarily,
Yes.
and also it's there's the overall lyrical topics are probably can be seen as you go through a difficult phase in your life, and in that very moment where you can see that you will make it, that you see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're not there yet, and the power is starting to come back to you, and positive thoughts are coming back. This is probably more like the position that I was writing out of. So there's a lot of depressive lyrics or melancholy in it, but always like with a certain power of and feeling of your inner strength to it. That was very important to me, that I don't leave the listener hanging in a deep dark hole.
Show us a little light at the end of the tunnel, like
Yeah.
pandemic stuff here going on. United States is actually quite normal now. It's a little unnerving at times. As actually, there was a concert in town yesterday with a band called Blackberry Smoke, which is like a southern rock band. But everything seems to be opening up around here, so we've been quite lucky so far, and hopefully it keeps heading in that direction. Seeing some light at the end of the tunnel this crazy time of just seeing everyone on Zoom, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we all switch from the small screen to the big screen to the small screen again, like during the day, you know, like
Zoom parties, all that stuff. But it's how we launched our channel. So, yeah. What about Lukas? Anything you want to add to this? And I have one more question for both of you before we wrap it up.
Yeah, when it comes to writing the music, the songs, there's really much of emotional energy in it, and really elaborated melodies, and I really used to put a lot of time in every song, so I always really want to make it as perfect as possible. And yeah, this is maybe also for the way we worked during this album. This was pretty good because we did not have to discuss that much on the song. So we did not say, okay, let's leave this song, let's do not put it on the album, or let's change it completely. I always try to deliver it as finished as possible and send it over to our drummer, and he adds the drums, and afterwards Britta adds her vocals, and then the song is mainly ready to be recorded finally. And yeah, it's always hard for me to talk about single songs, and I could, but it would take so much time to go in details here. But yeah, it's just an overall melodic death metal album that has many different musical aspects in it. And yeah, if someone really likes that kind of music, yeah, he or she will find what he or she likes. It really, yeah, has a lot to offer to the listener. And yeah, maybe also will serve as some sort of entrance for people who are not so familiar with the genre. I mean, we're just a band that is starting right now, and it's our debut album. But Britta once said that this whole melodic death metal genre is some sort of gateway genre, maybe, that people who have not been into harder death metal, to say it like this, maybe get some sort of entrance, because there are melodies and not just blast beats all the time. And maybe this is the first step to enter this genre of melodic death metal, and of course death metal in general. And yeah, this was of course not our approach when writing this album, but maybe this could be some sort of small side effect when more people listen to the album. And yeah, that's what I can say about it.
The heavy metal gateway to death metal.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a gateway drug. Yes. Once you listen to Hiraes, you're going to be wanting to listen to Incantation after.
Yeah. Cannibal Corpse.
John's one of our hosts and does a lot of work with my channel, John from Incantation. So, in fact, he just got married to Hales. So anyhow, you got any special plans for the release? It just came out. Is it available? It's available on CD. Is it also available on vinyl? That's my question.
Yeah, it is available on vinyl. There were some, or are some, delivery problems, just because the raw material that the vinyl is made out of is just a rare thing today, because everyone is releasing albums. So unfortunately, people have to wait just a few more days for this. But yeah, we're hoping that we can deliver the record, like the vinyl record, soon. Of course, all digital platforms, all digital formats, a CD. This is what we have. And yeah, also yeah, we start to play live now. We have one streaming gig done so far, and now we are slowly looking at you know, like the seated versions of live concerts. We have a couple shows lined up, and we are very hopeful that if the situation is continuing like this, that we might even be able to go on tour.
That'd be awesome.
Soon, yeah.
And you had a streaming. You said you did a whole streaming concert, guys, already?
Yeah, we were in the lineup of a streaming festival, that usually takes place outdoors but has a streaming edition now. It's the Metal Frenzy Festival, and we played our first show a couple of weeks ago.
Nice. And when you did the video, the live performance for Eyes Over Black, did you just film that song that day, or did you film like a whole set when you did that performance?
It's funny because like we shot the video on the same stage that the festival took place, but that's just due to the fact that we know the people who own it.
Nice.
So we did that there. But no, like the festival was a whole festival over 2 days with many bands playing, and we were one of them. And everything, like every song, all the songs were streamed. So that was the very first time that an audience would hear our songs.
Yeah, well, we're all living through difficult times, but at least we're all living through it. So hopefully we're seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. We're starting to see it in the United States, knock on wood. And hopefully in your country and Europe also, things start falling back into place, and we get to be out and have a beer with our friends and see a band live again, and all that good stuff. But I'd like to thank you both for your time today and being part of the Rock Fantasy Files channel. And I hope that people reach out to you guys and check out your websites and buy some merchandise and support Napalm Records and Hiraes. I'm pronouncing Hiraes correctly, so I don't look like an idiot, right?
You pronounce it like we pronounce it, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. I'm like, how do I pronounce this and that? But Anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up today? Because I know you have a little bit of work to do very soon with someone else.
Yeah, we just are very happy, first of all, that you invited us to this interview, and we hope that the people in the US maybe already have listened to our music or after this interview will do so. And yeah, maybe they want to leave us a comment on our social media channels, and we're reading all comments and really are happy about every comment, especially during these hard times. And yeah, we would like so much to come over to the States and maybe play some shows there or a tour, or
Sure.
yeah, just meet some of you out there. And yeah, we're so happy about the positive feedback, and we want to give something back to all of you out there, and yeah, maybe hit the road in the near future.
Hopefully.
Definitely need a road trip, right?
Yeah.
Well, please, if you like the Rock Fantasy Files channel, please subscribe to our channel. We've got many more interviews coming up and other things we're doing. And check out our channel. We've been doing great interviews and band panels throughout last winter with a lot of great guests. And I'll have all the links to Hiraes's connections in the video description. So if you want to click on and go check them out, please do. And thanks, and stay safe and stay heavy metal. Rock on.
Bye.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot.
All right.